Hey, what's up guys? Calum or Calum's Fish Tanks, and in today's video we're going to be doing an update on the 7.5 gallon cube, so let's get over there. So a lot has changed in this tank over the past 2 months, but before we get started with all the changes, make sure you subscribe if you want more Planet Tank content every Tuesday and Thursday, but let's hop into this. The first change is down in this corner, and this is where my Stargani Repens used to be, but it wasn't doing super good. It was doing actually horrible. I don't know why. It's usually an easy plant to grow, but a lot of the leaves were dying and a lot of them had algae. And this is Hygrophila araguae, which I had planted in the background, which wasn't getting any taller, and I did a bit of research on it, and under good light it stays short and is kind of like a carpeting plant. So I moved it up here. So I'm going to have this nice reddish carpet over here with the green crypts behind it and then some more brown, which I think will look super good. And I can't wait for the crypt novelli to grow in, which are the little green crypts behind the Hygrophila. You may see some new fish swimming around, and those are my new autosynclists. I got 3 of them, and I'm super happy about them. If you guys didn't know, autosynclists are my favorite fish. And I really love watching these little guys. They like to stick together, which is awesome. You may have noticed my carpet of Monte Carlo and Glossostigma is a little brown. That's not anything I'm really worried about, because with brown algae it's usually just kind of a phase that your Planet Tanks will go through, and I'm hoping it'll go away in the future. But the carpet, this is the best I think I've ever carpeted Monte Carlo, other than my bowl. It's really starting to fill in really nicely, except for all the brown algae. That's the only problem I have with it. So hopefully in the future, when that battles off, when I beat off the brown algae, I'll have a super nice carpet of Monte Carlo. So as you can see, the brown algae is kind of a problem throughout the whole tank, and it's something I'm just going to be patient with and will hopefully just go away on its own as the tank matures. I'm not going to really change up my schedule at all on this tank. I'm doing water changes twice a week, so it's not something I'm too worried about, especially because brown algae usually will just go away on its own as the tank matures. One of my goals with this tank was to try out a lot of different species of crypts, and over here is where I planted most of them, and you can see they're doing super good, and they're super pretty, and I'm super happy I decided to go with them. I'm just super excited about them, and I can't wait for them to grow in more and really kind of fill in this area back here. I think it's going to look super awesome, but the ones over here I'm going to be switching out in the future, most likely for Echinodorus tenalis bronze, which is a bronze version of Pygmy Chainsword. I'll put a link to a video on my 40 breeder, which is the last video I would have shown this plant in. And the crypts over here are going to move into the 40 breeder in some of the more shaded areas to hopefully fill in over there when I do replant the 40 breeder. I still do not have any breeding in my cherry shrimp, as well as my crystal red shrimp, but that should just come in the future. Here you can see one of the super bright red pretty females, which I can't wait till I get a ton of cherries in this tank. And over here is one of my crystal red shrimp. Super pretty, and they're doing super good, and I'm hopefully going to be getting more of these guys in the future. The Bacopa in the background has been a little bit weird for me. It shot up super high right away, and since then it's kind of slowed down the growing a bit. And I don't know if I like having the Bacopa on both sides, and I want to put some red plant in between them, so I may switch out this side for either something like maybe just more crypts or some other kind of stem plants. So leave your suggestions down below on what kind of stem plants you'd like to see in this tank. I'm open to all suggestions, and really I just want to see what you guys want to see in here. And as always guys, all the equipment I use in this tank will be in the description down below in affiliate links. But as for this tank, the only things I really want to do, other than fill in the areas and change up a bit of the plants, is get maybe 6 or 10 more chili rasboras, upping my number to either 10 or 14, and really getting a nice school of these guys going so they really take up a lot more space in the aquarium, because right now they just kind of, I don't know, it looks really empty right now. So in the future I would really like to get a really big school of these guys going on. You can see the Anubias Nanopinto I did a video on a while ago. It's doing okay, and the white isn't as bright because it's got a small coating of brown algae on it, but it's doing fine so far, and I can't wait till it gets some more leaves on it. And the one in the 40 reader is doing great as well. But anyways, guys, that concludes the update on my 7.5 gallon aquarium. I hope you guys all enjoyed, and will join back on Thursday for my next upload. Anyways, this was Calum's Fish Tanks. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.